Hello, today we are going to be looking at reactivity of the periodic table. In your ISN, you are going to put the title Reactivity Notes. If you are not for sure what page number you're working on, please check eChalk. Let's go ahead and get started. Reactivity is the rate at which a chemical undergoes a chemical reaction. Some elements on the periodic table are more reactive or less reactive than others. You can determine an element's reactivity based upon an element's location and how many valence electrons the atom has. So just by looking at your periodic table, you can predict how reactive an element is going to be. An atom wants to be stable or happy. This means that the atom wants to have a full outer shell. If the outer shell is not full, it will react with other substances to gain more electrons and become stable and happy. We know that the group number tells us how many valence electrons there are. Group 1 has 1 valence electron. Group 2 has 2 valence electrons. We skip the transition metals here in the middle. These have a weird pattern and you'll learn about them in high school. So we go 1 valence electron, 2 valence electrons. We skip over here. Group 13 has 3 valence electrons. 14 has 4 valence electrons. 15 has 5. 16 has 6. 17 has 7. And 18 has 8. Except for helium. Helium only has 2 electrons. Group 1 are the alkali earth metals. They are the most reactive because they only have 1 valence electron. They're looking for 7 more electrons to become stable and happy. So here's group 1. They only have 1 valence electron, so they are extremely reactive. They are always looking for 7 other electrons to fill up their outer ring. These elements are most likely going to react with the element in group 17 because these elements have 7 valence electrons. So while these elements are looking for 1 valence electron and these atoms are looking for 7, these are the perfect match. Group 18 are your noble gases. They do not react at all because their outer shell is full and they are stable and happy. They are always found alone in nature. They are never combined with anything. So here's group 18. We call them our noble gases because they're all gases and you will never find them combined with anything. They can't combine. Their outer rings are full and cannot accept any more electrons. So what you should be able to know is that as you move from this way across, you become less reactive until you get to the noble gases, which do not react at all. What you are going to do now is you're going to work on some questions. This should go on the page right next to your notes. Once again, if you weren't for sure what page number you're supposed to be working on, check eChalk. So as you move from left to right on the periodic table, elements become less reactive. Group 1 is your most reactive, whereas group 18 is not reactive at all. So here are your 5 questions that I need you to go ahead and write and answer, and we will talk about them and check over them in class tomorrow. Once you have finished today's lesson. Good job.